Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to East Coast Brewing, and tonight is brew night. And yes, I still haven't got the lighting in here fixed in the mini brewery, aka my storage room. So what are we doing tonight? Well, we are going to be doing the Mr. Beer Bavarian Weissbier. Weissbier? It's a wheat beer anyways, and it's a German wheat beer. I've never done this one before, so I'm pretty stoked to get it going. And you know what? A lot of times, I don't know if you guys have seen these on the channel or not, but a lot of times I add hops or dry malt extract or, you know, other ingredients and stuff like that. But then you guys don't really get a chance to find out if the just straight up Mr. Beer kit is actually any good. And so lately I've been trying to do more Mr. Beer kits pretty much straight up. Now this one here is going to be pretty much straight up. We're just going to be doing the kit, the extract, okay? But I am going to be adding 400 grams of dextrose corn sugar to add some more boost. If you don't know, I'm Canadian, so I like a little bit more alcohol in my beer. Mr. Beer also sells the boosters, and basically for the most part their boosters are mostly dextrose. Anyways, there's some maltodextrin and a couple other things in there, but for the most part basically it's just more fermentables to increase alcohol content. So that's what we're going to do. But first gotta have a home brew. Got the old mason jar ready to go here. It's Friday night, so I might even fill it a few times. You never know. That's not bad. This is that Diablo IPA from Mr. Beer that I did, where I added the cryo hops. This thing is a serious hop bomb, so it's okay. It's not the best one I've ever done, but if you want, check out that video. It's on the channel as well. So what are we going to do? First thing we're going to do is boil up 4 cups of water, and then we're going to bring it down here into the brewery, and we're going to start mixing things up. So we'll be right back with that hot water. Okay, before we do that, I forgot to actually tell you about this Bavarian Weissbier, whatever. It says here, the International Series celebrates famous beer styles from around the world. Each has been made true to their character and tradition of the original. Enjoy the flavors around the world in the comfort of your home. Bavarian Weissbier is pale golden color with a subtle fruity flavor and a soft clove palate. This is a favorite beer of Bavaria, southern Germany. Just add a slice of lime or orange for the ultimate zesty thirst quencher. And now, that's the color that they show you there. Now, I know one thing, the colors that they show you on the Mr. Beer, it's always darker. So, let's see what happens with this one. But honestly, from what I understand, this is supposed to kind of be like a shock top, basically a shock top, Rickard's White, what are some other ones? Blue Moon, that's another one. Now those ones actually are brewed with a little bit more orange peel and cloves and coriander and stuff like that. So I'm not going to add that stuff to this. I know people have, and it's turned out really great. But hey, we're going to just try it straight up and just see what it tastes like. But I'll bet you anything it comes out darker than that. Okay, let's go get that water. All right, we're back. Got our 4 cups of boiled water ready to go. So first thing, let's put in our dextrose corn sugar. Yeah, alcohol. Nothing wrong with that. So nice and easy, just pour it on in. This stuff dissolves really easy. Now mind you, just a heads up, I sanitized all of my equipment. Each of the Mr. Beer kits that you do buy comes with this no rinse cleanser, it says, or sanitizer. Use half of it for your little Mr. Beer keg and your utensils, and then when you go to bottle, you use the other half for bottling sanitizing your bottles and caps and all that stuff. So kind of handy. You don't have to worry about going out and buying the extra stuff. It comes with every kit, so that's cool. There we go, that's dissolved. So now we're going to pour in our wort. So there you go, see? It smells pretty good, but right there, it already looks darker than I think it, or than that picture. So we're gonna go ahead and pour this in. Stuff is really thick. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take this can and I'll soak it in a sink full of really hot water, and that loosens it up really good. But what I also do is I boil up some hot water in my kettle and then pour it in, just to get the rest of it out. Can't see me. Now you can. Alright, so we're just going to pour some hot water in here. There's a little bit of the paper on the outside. That's alright. Alright, just enough to loosen it up. Let's give it a little stir. Now, don't be an idiot if you do this, when you go to pick it up, don't try and do it with your bare hands, because you're probably going to end up burning yourself, and that's not cool, because making beer is supposed to be fun, you know, not accidents. Not like Bob Ross and his happy accidents. There's no happy accidents in beer making, okay? Well, maybe there is, I don't know. Maybe if you mix something up wrong and it turns out really good. But anyways, got my oven mitts here. And we're just going to pour that on in. There we go. As you can see, pretty much most of it's out of there. Alright. Okay. Next thing. What do you do after this? Well, get a hold of your beer. And you have some. Okay. I want to give this a really good stir. Stir this all up really good. Make sure it's mixed good. Next step in this process is you fill up your Mr. Beer keg to the 1 gallon mark, or put 1 gallon of water in it, of really cold water. Tap water is cool. I've always used tap water. Mind you, my tap water is really good. If you live somewhere where your tap water is questionable, then you know what? Just grab some bottled water and you're good to go. Like, you know, one of those 5 gallon bottles, and just use whatever you need. Okay, I'm going to bring you guys in here and show you this. What it looks like. It's nothing special, but I'll bring you in anyway. Alright. Okay, so here we go. Yeah. Yeah, just basically wort, man. So, okay. Put you guys down. I don't want to make you guys sick. Okay, I'm going to go get the keg, and we're going to dump this stuff in there and keep on rolling. By the way, guys, in this video, we're going to do the brewing, the bottling, and the tasting at the end. So, we'll see how it turns out, okay? Okay, we got our keg filled up to the 1 gallon mark with cold water. So we're ready to pour the wort beer mixture with our dextrose corn sugar into here. Now, this is sketchy part, man. If you've seen my other videos, you always know I'm sketched out by doing this, because I always think it's going to pour all over, because it's not a very big hole. I should maybe get one of those big funnels or something. I don't know. There was one time I did pour it quite a bit all over, and it's a sticky mess on the floor and everywhere. So let's hope that doesn't happen this time. All right, wish me luck. Oh man, I'm like a pro, you guys. There we go. All right, now we're going to top it up with cold water to the 2 gallon mark. So you guys don't need to watch me do that, so I'll be right back for the next step. Okay, my friends, we've got her topped up to the 2 gallon mark with cold water. We're going to stir it up now. You want to give it a really good stir, okay? Now I put one of these thermometers, these stick-on thermometers, on the front of my Mr. Beer. Before you pitch your yeast, you usually want it around the, you know, the 68 kind of degrees. Now, the Mr. Beer instructions don't actually tell you that. They just say, hey, put in cold water, do this, top it up with cold water. And I think that ratio will normally actually get you around the 68 degrees. And honestly, that's exactly where we're sitting at here. So it actually works out pretty good. The Mr. Beer kits, straight out of the box, are so easy. And you know what? The beer is really good, you guys. It's really good. And it's so easy to make. So easy to make. Okay. What are we going to do next? We are going to take before we put our yeast in, we're going to take a hydrometer reading. You don't have to. I like to, just to kind of calculate out what the alcohol content is going to be of my beer. So I like to get a starting reading, and then when we're done, we'll get the reading. Okay, we're just going to let that settle down a little bit here. So I had how long are we going to let this go for? Well, I had a viewer say that I should, because normally, depending on what I put in it, I'll let it go for anywhere from 10, 14, 21 days. The Mr. Beer instructions tell you it's quite a bit longer, but this the viewer's name on YouTube, it's Deuterama 76, I believe, or 67, I can't remember. Anyways, he said, hey, just leave it for 5 days, 5 to 7 days, and then go ahead and bottle it. He said the trub, which is the stuff that settles out, is going to change the flavor of your beer, so you shouldn't leave it in there as long. And I said, well, you know what? Hey, I'm going to actually give that a try. But here's the thing. I don't leave anything to chance. So maybe if I just put the Mr. Beer, the malt extract in here, but I added 400 grams of dextrose, so it's going to be fermenting a little bit longer, I think. So at about 10 days, what I'll do is I'm going to take a hydrometer reading and write it down, whatever the measurement is, and then on day 11, I'll take another reading, and now if they're the same for those 2 days, we know fermentation is done and we can go ahead and bottle it. But I'm not going to do 5 to 7 days because I know I've put in the extra corn sugar, and it's, you know what, if I bottled that after 5 days without even checking it, or 7 days, more than likely I'm going to end up with exploding bottles. Okay, so we got our yeast. Let's go ahead and pitch it. Mr. Beer instructions tell you to just scatter it on the top. You guys all know me. If you've been watching my channel, I pretty much always stir it in. And you know what? You've got your two different camps, the ones that say just leave it on top, and you got your camps that says stir it in. I've always had good luck stirring it in. I don't know, I think maybe it activates the yeast quicker. I don't know. I have, on rare occasion, just left it on the top, and it works out just fine too. So, hey, you choose. But I'll tell you, stirring it in works every time. So we'll give it a good stir. And we're going to cap it. There we go. We're capped off. We're going to leave it in a dark place that is around 68 degrees. Is usually you're anywhere from around 64 to around 70, 72-ish. You're going to be fine. My basement here, where the mini brewery is, in my storage room, in the wintertime, because it's wintertime here right now, sits at around 68. So it works out pretty good. Let's see. Let's have a sip of this beer. Just a heads up, guys. If you do get a chance to make the Mr. Beer Diablo kit, it is freaking amazing if you like IPAs. Straight out of the box without anything added, it's really good. But if you do add anything, add a couple ounces of hops, but put them in a muslin bag. If you're adding cryo hops, just use one ounce, because you'll see in that other video, they're pretty potent, man. All right, what's our hydrometer reading at? Let's see what we're going to be starting off here at, folks. Well, we're getting up there. Well, it's not going to be a crazy beer, which is not, we don't want like a crazy amount of alcohol in it, but we're looking at, it's hard to tell here, 1043, I think. Hold on. Yep, 1043. That's what we're starting off at. Should we give it a try? Why not? Let's see what it's going to taste like. Well, this isn't what it's going to taste like, but let's see what it tastes like right now. I think it's going to be pretty good. And you know what? Look at that color. It actually does look a lot like the color on the box, doesn't it? Or I mean on the can. So hey, maybe it might actually be true to the color. First time ever. First time for everything. All right. Okay. We'll be back to do the testing to see if we're ready to bottle. Boom. Hey, super friends. Okay. We're ready to bottle. So a little bit of stuff about that. That measurement wasn't 1.043. It was 1.044. When I looked at it a little bit closer, it was 1.044. So that's what we're starting with. So I did test the beer after 10 days, and it was sitting still at about 1.010. And then the next day I tested it out, and it was sitting at 1.008. So it was not ready. So now we're at day 14, and we're sitting at 1002 as our final gravity. So we are ready to bottle. And what's that come out to in alcohol? It comes out to, I actually went online and did the calculation, and it is actually 5.5% is what this beer is going to come in at. And that's pretty good. 5.51 actually is what it comes in at, but who's counting that one anyways? So here's have some home brew first, hey? I was already dipping into the home brew while I was sanitizing the bottles. So that's a nice thing with the Mr. Beer kits. Half of the no rinse cleanser that you get, you use for your keg and your utensils when you're actually brewing, and then you save half of it for when you do your bottling. So every time you buy a Mr. Beer kit, you get that with it, so you don't have to worry about going out and purchasing anything else. All right, so here's the hydrometer that I tested and decided it was ready to bottle. So there you go. Let's give it a little test, a little taste. It smells really good. Obviously, once it conditions a little bit more, it's going to taste better. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's got a little bit of a bitter finish, a little bit tangy bitter finish, but I don't know if that's going to stick around. Okay, what are we doing next here? All right, we have to prime our bottles, guys. And so what we're going to do with that is we're going to use dextrose corn sugar to prime our bottles. If you've seen some of my other videos, whenever I get them, sometimes the Mr. Beer kits come with those carbonation drops, and sometimes they don't, and I've bought them before too. But if you don't have them, you just use corn sugar, dextrose corn sugar. You get it at your grocery store. For this size bottle, we're going to use 2 teaspoons, okay? 1. And 2. So you just prime each of your bottles like that. You can do them all at once if you want. Use a little funnel, you'll be good to go. And then I've got the keg propped up here. You've probably seen me do that before, just to get a little bit more of an angle. And then you just put your bottle on an angle so you don't get too much oxygen in there as it's pouring in. Hey, just let her fill up. And once it calms down, you cap it and you call it awesome. Then you wait. So that's what we're going to do. You guys don't need to see me fill up. I think there's about 11 or 12 bottles you get out of this, the 740 milliliter bottles. So you don't need to see me bottling all this stuff up. So I'm just going to bottle it up, and then, you know what, in a couple of weeks we'll give it a try. You know, if it's not quite ready, like anything, like these home brews, they get better with age. I'm not talking like years. I'm talking like after weeks. So I've had home brews that I've tried them after 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. This one here is an IPA that I brewed, oh man, probably around 4 months ago. And it actually, the first time I tried it, I didn't like it at all. Now I love it. So sometimes you just gotta let things age. So we'll try this after 2 weeks if it looks like it's ready to go, and we'll see what happens. So we'll see you there for the taste test. Thanks for watching. See you in a few seconds. Hey guys, we are back and it's time to test it out. It's been 14 days exactly since we bottled it, and you know what? I can't wait any longer, so we're gonna give it a try. And yes, it is still freaking cold out in Canada. Still. But that's okay, because we got beer. So now I don't know what this is gonna be like. Never tried it. Let's pop it and see what happens. A little bit of fizz. I don't know how the carbonation will be after 2 weeks, but you know what? Sometimes I've done them and they've been carbonated after a few days, but sometimes it takes longer than that depending on what's going on. So let's go ahead and put it in the old mason jar. Well, it doesn't look like it's too carbonated yet, but whatever. It's definitely got some. All right. Go. Get a good look at that. Beautiful color. As you can see, it is definitely not that light color like we showed you at the beginning there. It's definitely a lot darker. I thought maybe it would be that pale sort of goldy yellow, but no, it's not. It is quite I mean, it's pretty light. Like it's not crazy dark. See? Got some carbonation there, not much head, but that's okay. It's got a mild malty smell, but some citrus in there too. It's an awesome smell. Let's take it for a spin and see what happens. That's really good. Could use a little bit more carbonation. So, you know what? In another week or two, it'll be right on, spot on for sure. You know what this tastes like? Honestly, hold on. That's really good. It honestly tastes a little bit like a mixture between a Shock Top and a Rickard's White with a little bit of Rickard's Red, to be honest with you. It's got a little bit more of a bolder caramel malt finish, but it's got a really citrusy up front. It's light in body for sure. Wow. Straight out of the box, or the can, I guess you want to call it. This is really good, man. You guys should do this one if you haven't tried it yet. It's definitely a winner. It was super easy to brew. We added that additional dextrose, and that brought it up to, what was it, 5.2, I think is what it ended up being. I think I said in the last part of the video there. So definitely good in alcohol too. Well, there you go. That's the Bavarian Weissbier. I don't know, man. I suck at those German pronunciations. Anyways, it's a wheat beer. But for a wheat beer, it sure got more of a malty taste. Anyway, whatever. It's a good beer. If you haven't done it, do the Mr. Beer one straight up. If you want to add some more dextrose, go ahead to boost that alcohol. Keeps you warm if you're living in Canada. Whew. All right. I'm actually going to be doing another tasting right after this of the Oktoberfest. So that'll be up on the site right after this one. So cheers. Hey, thanks for watching. You know what? Comment, subscribe. I don't know. Help me out here, man. Get me some subscribers. Tell your friends. I mean, who doesn't like beer, right? Okay. Cheers.